Hi, I'm Anna of All Trades, and today I'm going to give you a quick snapshot of what August on our farm looks like. Before I get started, I would love to give a huge shout out to my sponsor Squarespace for supporting this channel.
I get my hands dirty, they show me no mercy, so I just keep working.
This really is the best time of the year because there's so much stuff that I can pick and eat right away. It's just so fun to come out here and do my proverbial grocery shopping. I've got some eggplants. This is my favorite variety of cucumber. They're called Marketmore, and they literally look like they glow in the dark, which they taste exactly the same as regular cucumbers, but hey, they look cool. We've also got pickling cucumbers out the wazoo. We've got tons of tomatoes that are just getting ripe. I was able to pick a few little Sun Golds and Super Sweet 100s, which are my favorite little ones to grow, but we also like to grow a lot of heirloom tomatoes as well. This year we're growing way less tomatoes than I usually do because we're doing some big farm projects and I wanted to minimize the amount of maintenance I had to do in the garden. So pretty much all this stuff out here is taking care of itself. I come out here and I pick and I prune whatever I need to, but I haven't had to water the garden all summer long due to the wood chips and our increased microbial soil health and just the fact that it's rained every 10 days or so here for the last all summer. We really haven't even had to water at all, which is fantastic because I put in this awesome new irrigation system, but I still haven't actually gotten a chance to hook it up. Thank God, because I haven't had to use it. And of course, with every meal, I try to fit in as much kale as possible because we have so much this year. But this is fantastic to stew or to stir fry, to add to morning smoothies. And they're also really yummy to put in salads and to make kimchi out of. One really fun thing right now is that all the different colored zinnias are starting to bloom. And I just love these little pops of color in between all of the veggies that are growing as well. As you can see behind me, the amaranth is starting to form its seed pods, and that will be able to be harvested and ground into grain. Plus, it's also another really beautiful thing. One of my absolute favorite vegetables is the turnip. And it's a good thing I like it so much because one of these could feed a family of 8. With turnip greens, you can stir fry them, stew them. They're really popular, but the thing that's most popular around here is tossing them to my little buddies. You guys want some turnip greens? Oh, sorry, Maple. But I'll also have you notice too that in here, these things have been planted super closely together, and this is one of the huge benefits of doing gardening the way that I do, because the soil is so loose that the big root vegetables just push each other out of their way and they are able to grow and find space to grow just fine. Beets are some of my favorite root vegetables. We have a bunch of different varieties of beets this year, and again, beet greens can be put into smoothies or steamed or stewed or stir-fried, but guess who else really likes beet greens? You guys want to just eat them from a bouquet in my hand? It makes me so happy to see these guys happy, and there's nothing better than a few little snackies every once in a while. Another summer activity that goes on every summer is that we shear the alpacas to both use their wool and also to keep them nice and cool for the summer. So basically, I'm just going through my days trying to make sure that I keep up on harvesting. Of course, with a garden this large, sometimes I miss things, and you know, they can bolt and go to seed, which is what these are doing. These are creating seeds. But actually, for a lot of places in the garden, I really don't mind that happening. I do a lot of seed collection myself. Once they've created the seeds, I'll put those seeds in an envelope and use them again either later this year or later on next year as well. But if something really does bolt or get too big to even use, no problem at all, because I can go ahead and give it to the chickens, who will then convert that wasted food into eggs. So nothing really ends up getting wasted. And worst case scenario, they also don't eat it. It gets composted along with all the other things we're composting. Then it goes back into nutrients into the soil to grow more stuff next year. So this is a pretty important part of our composting and recycling system that we have here on the farm. The animals create the manure and the compost, and then we bring it and we toss it in for the chickens to stir and to really speed up the decomposition process, and all the while they're adding their own manure into it. We're also using arborist chip bedding in here, which stirs all of that into the compost as well. And in a little bit, they will have stirred it all up. We'll be able to come back in with the tractors and put it into a separate compost pile that will then age and then get used in our garden. Another very fun thing that's going on the farm right now. So we've got baby bunnies. As if bottle feeding lambs could not be a cute explosion enough, these little monsters pretty much bring so much joy. So these are lionhead dwarfs, and we breed them as a way to offset our animal feed costs. And these are very popular 4-H projects. I love to help mentor kids who are interested in raising livestock of their own and want to learn about breeding and genetics and all kinds of things that are really easy to study with rabbits, because they have a 28-day gestation period, which means that from breeding to birthing, it's a quite quick process. And so because rabbits can be bred at about 8 months of age, that means that you can create several generations of rabbits in a fairly short time span. So when you're studying things like genetics and dominant and recessive traits in animals that you're raising, this is a fantastic way to do it. I've been raising rabbits since I was 6 maybe, and they were pretty much the only pet I could have because we traveled so much that these were a low maintenance enough pet for me to be able to have our neighbors watch the bunnies when we were out of town for long periods of time. So yeah, these guys are pretty special. I mean, as if feeding the lambs wasn't enough, bottle feeding a little baby bunny is pretty much the best thing in the whole world. My absolute favorite part about these little bunnies is their mouths. Oh gosh, it's the best. There's pretty much nothing better in the world than a little baby bunny moof. Look at those little teeth. Ah! As I mentioned at the beginning, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, an awesome, easy to use platform where you can create a stunning website for yourself. I've been using Squarespace since I started my business in 2012. It is really easy for someone who's not very tech savvy like me to drag and drop and create a stunning website with all my needs. I have a commerce section so you can buy merchandise or products that I create and sell. I have a blog, I can host photos and videos, and it's just a great resource for me. Make sure you go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/AnnofAllTrades to save 10% on your first purchase of a website or domain. Squarespace provides beautiful designer templates that you can just drag and drop your material into, and Squarespace also offers incredible customer support 24/7. So this is, for me at least, the makings of a perfect farm-to-table dinner. We've got some peppers, tomatoes, eggplant, turnip, beets, kale, broccoli, and cucumbers, and that is going to turn into a delightful treat. In the summertime on the farm, the days are very long and the work is often really hard, but it is rewarded by so many animal snuggles and so many farm-to-table delicious meals like this. So for me, it's all absolutely worth it. I hope that you leave this video feeling challenged, inspired, and excited to get outside and to do things with your own hands as well. Cheers.